to think that we don't live in a world where that it is equal already is a mistake and a misnomer. Just because you travel in a car and don't get eve teased does not mean eve teasing does not exist.
What's your checklist when you look at a business, when you look at an entrepreneur? What are the 5 things that Anisha Singh looks at before making an investment or a decision to consider that this business needs the investment that I want to put in?
I think when I started the fund, there was a lot of hue and cry that why do we need a women focused fund? Okay. Is this a quota that we're going into, a quota system? So just to clarify, the first step of, even pitching to She Capital, you have to have a credible business. The startup has to be credible. This is not a quota system. An amazing pitch and a great business is what we look to fund at the end of the day. Something that's innovative, something that's solving a need. That still has to exist. The only filter that we put on it is it has to be run by a woman.
What are the unique characteristics that you find in women-led businesses?
I'll tell you this, women-led businesses in general tend to be a little more first, let's talk projections. Okay, when they come to you, they tend to be a little more gun shy on the projections. Okay, on the scale. This is one of the things you'll always see when you have a woman founder present to you. For some reason, they tend to hesitate on presenting on their projections. Okay, but if they do present, the scale is very realistic. Okay, now I used to do that, and I understand that. That is what we do. You show the scale that you can. But as an investor who's sitting on this side of the table, that's the thing that irks me. And now I get why people want to see. They want to be able to see scale. They want to be able to see what is the bigger picture that you're bringing. And I think that for a lot of women-led startups is missing. It's a missing piece of puzzle. It's very realistic. Now, Clovia is doing lingerie, but they're doing it online. They're actually solving a problem which existed, which is, how have you and I, Shweta, bought lingerie when we were young? The most traumatizing experience, going to a store, there will be an uncle showing us bras. That is your first interface. To take that away and actually solve a problem for, a teenager or an 18-year-old, I think it's genius, and doing this in tier 2, tier 3 cities. So we basically look at that. What is the need you're solving? What is the passion, that is coming through in the entrepreneurs?
So what, according to you, are the issues that, women encounter when they are scaling or building a business?
I say this to even my own female founder friends. To think that we don't live in a world where that it is equal already is a mistake and a misnomer. Just because you travel in a car and don't get eve teased does not mean eve teasing does not exist. Mm-hmm. Similarly, to say that funding issues don't exist, okay, for women is a complete BS thing. And I challenge it completely, because the fact of the matter is there are studies that have been done even by Columbia and Harvard that have shown that even in Nordic countries, which are the most gender progressive, there is a bias. Investors, when you're sitting across from an investor, they'd ask different questions to a male founder and a female founder. The male founder would get asked, how will you scale this? The female founder would get asked, how would you manage your time between family and a company? So that stuff does exist, and I think it's time to call a spade a spade. Why aren't we doing that?
Your advice to women entrepreneurs on scaling up, because I think scale is one issue that a lot of women entrepreneurs, whether it's an issue with their vision or their ability to just, get things going for them so that they're able to just scale. So what's your advice?
I think a lot of women entrepreneurs get hung up on this, we don't network, or networking is so overwhelming. I've heard this so many times. I think, you really need to run with mentors that have already scaled, and it is not that hard to find them. The startup community in India especially has been really amazing about wanting to give back. So you see most founders will actually just give advice, be very open about it. And so I think find the right founder that will help you do that. And then also a lot of people think that maybe equity and VC route is the right way to go. There's so many other routes and channels that are opening up. There's debt funding that is becoming really, really big in India, and with the businesses that are already profitable, that have shown scale, that can be easily, to some extent, that can be easily done. And I tend to see that in women-founded businesses.